shit inside your DNA. Daddy probably snitch. Heritage inside your DNA. Backbone don't exist. Born on side a jellyfish, I gauge. See my pedigree, most definitely don't tolerate the front. Shit I been through probably offend you. This is Barless oldest son. I know murder, conviction, burners, boosters, burglars, ballers, dead, redemption, scholars, fathers, dead with kids, and I wish I was fed. Forgiveness, yeah. Soldier's DNA. Born inside the beast. My expertise checked out in second grade. When I was 9, on sale motel, we didn't have nowhere to stay.
Yeah, baby. More Demon Palace. Welcome back. I got a little coffee now, so I hope you don't mind my little stirry stirs here. It's your little ASMR time. And yeah, last time we just talked about me. We had a little personality quiz, I guess. Talked about my true personality, so we're doing it a little bit again because I feel like I caused some rumors. I'll dispel the rumors here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are thinking I'm some sort of Chad. I talked about getting laid and voluntarily not getting laid, and just cutting people off. Or I talked about my past escapades, and I know everybody on the internet loves to think of MMO and RPG and video game players in general as dirty incels. But I will keep up the illusion. I am a dirty, nerdy incel. I want you to think whatever you want to think about me, I don't want to portray anything as it isn't, and try to tell you guys what you should think of me as. I'll just let you know what I look at myself as, you know what I'm saying? And I don't look at myself as a crazy, attractive, beautiful Chad, strong and strength. I don't view myself that. I just think I'm some guy who really likes to make other people happy and be funny and play video games and smoke weed and chill out. I just see myself as that guy. I'm also pretty tall and my dick is huge. But see, the thing is, the confidence is gonna come from just being truthful. Just the true part of yourself. That's where the confidence comes from. Just true and consistency. And so like whatever you are, whether it be a dirty basement dwelling incel, I feel like if you lean into that, people are gonna like you. The problem is people don't lean into what they actually want. That's why there's so much closeted gay shit around. Because I feel like if we all lean into what we want, everybody would they'd be more open about how much they like dick. Because dick is great, cock is great, penis is fantastic. We're far enough into the video. I can curse a lot. And yeah, just the act of having a dick, eating a dick, taking a dick, sucking a dick, dicks are great. They're funny, they're hilarious, they're both comedic and pleasurable, and there are not a lot of things that come close to that in my nature. So that's the thing though, because we are guys and because the sexual nature is so shunned, we can't really talk about things like this. And especially as a black man, if I talk about anything kind of gay, then I'm like, oh shit, we got to stay away from this guy. He's going to gay up everything in the black community or whatever. But, yeah, it'd be kind of crazy. It really leads me on to think that society is really just all closeted homosexuals and closeted pedophiles. Because, that's the thing that most people are, vehemently against. But at the same time, it feels like everybody is kind of moving towards. It's just like the whole, red pill movement and, all these things about pro-choice and pro-life. It's like, of course, we're supposed to have choices because there are evil people who do things like rape. And because of that, because it's a horrible thing, there has to be choices. Because, you're not gonna take away the choice of the guys to rape. It's America, land of the free. You know what I'm saying? But we can't just, castrate everyone, you know what I'm saying? Literally remove that, that's honestly impossible. So you're just gonna get rid of the choice to actively fight against that? That makes no sense. I feel like the choice should always be there, and that's the inherent nature of America. That's why everybody is so evil here, because you have the choice. A lot of nations, you don't have the choice of being evil. Like if you rape someone in Korea, they would probably just kill you, straight there in the street. Somebody would probably just shoot you. And of course, that's a thing that happens here, but there's due process and there's yada 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 as well. It's the whole reason why the Diddy trial even exists, dog. Is we know Diddy, these motherfuckers know Diddy, and then when the trial came out, everyone was like, oh yeah, I've been to one of those. So everybody knows what the fuck he did in Hollywood. Let's be real. Everybody knows what the fuck he was doing. And because there is due process and due trial, and people get a lot of money from helping out these evil people. You know, we're not going to talk about that though. You know, the lawyers for Diddy. You know how much money they're getting for being a lawyer defending Diddy. We're not going to talk about that, right? Yeah, because of the class war, because it's profitable to hate all of these things, because you save a lot of money going along with the populace and making them believe which side is right and then siding with that side. Um, there's inherently going to be a lot of rhetorics that aren't necessarily completely true if you look at them beyond the surface, that are pushed wholeheartedly. Like everything about this is great. Hate the trans. Everything about hating the trans is great. And all this bullshit, or the fact that they're not real people or whatever, the narrative that's getting pushed on the other side, which is like not even really what the argument is, that they're not real people. It's the argument that but nobody's born that. Nobody's come into the world like that. But when you're arguing against someone with this rhetoric, like I said, guys, they're not trying to have an intellectual conversation. In general, they're trying to win over their ideological side. Win over the guys that are like, oh my gosh, this is how it needs to be done. To get more money. Because it is a class war, I feel like that's really what it all boils down to. Because that's what we all want, is the money so that we can get the girl. Because right now in America, for some reason, yeah, everyone's got a price. You can say it like that. You can say it like that. Maybe that's why I feel like I'm very alone. Because without money, whoever I get will inevitably leave me. Because that's the whole red pill strategy. Like, it's so annoying, these dating coaches. And I'm going to talk about this, about my personality. I fucking hate dating coaches. I fucking hate them. And it's like, that's what I want in life, is just companionship, just a true friend, just someone to talk to, have these weird-ass conversations with, which is why I'm glad you're here, my dear viewer. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I appreciate this life that has been bestowed upon me by playing Dragon Quest in a game that is not commonly played in the North American hemisphere. So we can have this awesome little conversation, and I can feel like it's worth it for someone. Because honestly, if I was playing like League of Legends, like nobody would. I wouldn't watch it, but I feel like nobody would care. It wouldn't have inherent value. I'm all about that value. I'm all about that efficiency. Probably to a toxic extent, but the efficiency of dating coaches is far outgrown its value, because there's really no way to understand the opposite sex now. We know too much. And because we know too much, we think we know someone when we see the first one. When we see that first one we fall in love with and it works with them and works with us, we think we know, boom, 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 you do that and then you get burned. You always do. You always do. Because you thought you knew, but you didn't really know. You got hubris, and you thought everything was fine, and you thought, I don't need to pay attention to this, and you didn't treat it like a fucking full-time, pension paid, 401k, salary job. You didn't treat it like that, and you didn't treat your baby like he was supposed to be treated, and because of that, it all fucks up. It all fucks up, and now you got some problem that you didn't foresee way down the line, that you should have foreseen way down the line. You're up shit creek without a paddle, but that's like the natural course, and we don't have to take this natural course, but the natural course is to get like that, and then you get, oh fuck, I'm fucked up, and then you do a dating coach, or you go to YouTube to get these red pill coaches, and it's just like, all the female dating coaches, if they're good, are just gonna be dark manipulation. They're just gonna be like do this to you, or they're gonna be positive shit that doesn't do anything. Like, you the best girl, don't worry about nothing, actually ignore him, blah blah blah. And then they're all the guy dating coaches are even worse. They're like, fuck, ignore the girls. Work out, dude. Ignore the women. And you don't even want to talk to them. And then talk to actually 8 of them at the same time. Yeah. Don't just talk to one. Talk to 40. Talk to 40 and then metagame and treat it like a business. I'm like, why would I want that? See, I have trouble talking to one person. Because I like talks like this that are actually informative, that actually bring me to places intellectually, that actually, move me a little bit. And like I was saying last episode, I would hate to have to come home every day to a boring ass recap of what the fuck I did at work. I would hate that. I would despise that. I would come home and want to punch my wife in her face if she asked me that every day. And that's what a relationship is. You're supposed to check in. You're supposed to communicate. You're supposed to understand what they are going through intrinsically. And I'm literally scanning through my Rolodex of everybody in my life, and I'm like, there's not one person in my life that I would love to come home and talk to every fucking day. There's not one person. And it's like, is it me? It's gotta be, right? It's gotta be. Like, there's no way I just haven't met, the right. I've met a lot of people. So it's gotta be me, right? So that's why I'm like, let me take a step back. Learn how to communicate. Well, learn how to defeat Zeldrad. Zeldic. Because this Zeldic will not stop. Will not stop. And I think it may be the porn, maybe. Because I honestly don't like the actual physical parts of it. I don't even like touching people really. Um, hugs are like okay. I've always been told I give really good hugs, but that's because I generally that's the one time I will, stave touching someone. And of course guys don't even like hugs, so I just fist bump, hand bump, whatever the fuck. But yeah. Yeah, I despise that. Like physical touch, that's like an anti-love language for me. Honestly. And I really do think it's because it's like the way I framed it, or I just haven't met the right person. And there's like a part of me that thinks that, but there's also a part of me that's like, man, you don't even like getting hugs from your mom. Like maybe you just don't like this shit. Like maybe you just don't like this shit. And that's fine. You're just gonna feel like a weirdo for the rest of your life because you're always wanking on your wee wee. But I've set myself specific times. I'm not, just jorking it 5 times a day. As soon as the camera goes off, I'm like, it's not what happens. You can think that's what happens, sure, whatever, that I'm a lonely jorking weirdo, but I'm gonna tell you for real, I stave it off. I stave it off. Of course, it's something that I don't fight, but having self-control is important. And also, I'm so thankful that it doesn't really occur to me to get that urge while I'm actually around people, while I'm having good times with people, good intellectual conversations with people, while I'm vibing. Like, I don't get that urge. It's only when I'm alone and I start thinking about the pain of life and the reality that everyone's a fucking idiot except for me. Okay. But you know what I mean? Like, life brings me down a little bit when I start thinking about it. And when I'm alone a lot, guess what I think about? Think about life. And, it's fun to do that, but when you don't have anyone to just come in and reassure you that not everyone's gonna be okay. I'm sorry, this is a fact of life. But everything will be okay, that the human race will be perpetuated, And I feel like that is why, for some reason or other, why I'm fighting, the cliche bullshit reason of, for the next generation, but it really is, because I don't want people to, just be so confused and weirded out by this generation that are like me, because what are we supposed to do to survive if we're the weirdos that are the odd ones out? I want to set up parameters, safety guards, so that we're not thrown to the wayside like we usually are. So that's kind of what this is. Hopefully we'll build a little intellectual column here for us all to communicate with each other in our own way. Whatever way that personality is for us. That's what I want. That's what I want, man. The life of an incel is a weird one, and I don't know if you want to call me that. I don't know, whatever the fuck you want to call me, but I feel like I'm voluntary, just because of how much attention I get from my workouts and shit. But you can call it what you want to call it. I'm involuntary talking to people for sure, because whenever I talk to people, they don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. But celibate, I feel like I get a lot of options to bust some cheeks down. That I'm just like, no. And you can take that whatever way you want to, At this point, I'd rather get my cheeks busted down, and that's still a no. It's still a no. I'll bust my own cheeks. I'll bust it on. I'll bust it off. I'll bust it sideways. I'll bust it lengthways. Bust open this curtain. And whatever you do, like I said, guys, the confidence just comes from consistency and just taking an action. Taking an action. Because once you do it enough times, you're going to be like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I'm comfortable with this. And that comfortability is gonna give you that confidence, and then you're gonna be able to do your own solo quest in Dragon Quest, and you'll be able to defeat Zeldrad by yourself. I promise you. His dumbass will be laid out, thinking he fulfilled his mission. You ain't did shit, bitch. Lift your hands up. Lift your hands up. Yeah, man. But that's what it feels like sometimes. It feels like You're on your deathbed and you're like, damn, man, I didn't get shit done. You know, I ain't fulfill nothing. You gotta move on, man. Move on, move in. Move into your new house. It's like when you move out of your parents' house into whatever house you're moving into adulthood, you know? You're moving into your brain of adulthood. It's like we build our personality our whole life, society builds us up, and then when we're ready, we dismantle all that bullshit. We get rid of it because honestly, it's not needed. It's not needed where we're going, baby. Over here, we are fully realized individuals. And if you want to do that, all you got to do is take your own steps, carve your own path, make your own journey. I am doing here, or like any other way. Like I said, guys, with the purpose chats, anything can become your purpose. It's crazy, right? But it's true. Anything can. And that's because of the internet. Because anything can inherently be monetizable, you know? I'm making stupid videos and stupid mashups and that, you know? Maybe money will come from it. I don't know. Who cares? What I know will come from it is me getting to version 5, hopefully before I turn 30, before next year around this time. Well, next year, not around this time, but around March next year. How many months is that? That's like what? It's a fifth. Like 9 months? Like a baby time? Within a baby's time, we shall be version 5. I believe that's possible. I believe that's very possible if I try really, really hard. Which I will. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna like laze out on it, but I feel like I'm also not gonna go crazily ham on it either. So we'll see. We'll see. But I just feel like I want to do a little challenge like this in order to sort of ramp up my excitement for version 3. Version 3, we are doing a different mashup as well. We're going to be switching games. So I know we did, so I don't think I've talked about this on the video yet, but I know we did, here we have Colette, Zillos, and Yuan Cafe. I hope I'm saying that right. I also hope the cosplay came off right, because I don't know if Juan is really fully realized now. I had him with the pole arm before, but he just really isn't good with the pole arm, let's be real. He's really not amazing with the pole arm. So, gave him the X. Colette is the dancer. Zelos is the paladin. I have Zelos also ready to switch to Guardian just in case I need to. But I don't think I need to. I think this is the party we defeat Madadragora. Madadragora? I don't know how the fuck to pronounce his name. This is the party we kill him with. Because yeah, I had a hard time with him before, I'm not even gonna lie. So I think what we're doing here, before I go over to Madadragora completely, I do the skill point reset. And I think due to time constraints, I'll do the skill resetting episode later because I'm gonna do all 3 episodes. I'm gonna do the skill resetting, the skill items being available in the shop, and I'm gonna do the portable blue fire quest all in one video. And I don't think you get the portable blue fire quest until you're done with version 3. So I think I'm gonna save that for later. But just know I reset my skill points on everyone before I did this so that the dancer can have full song and dance. That's what I love about the dancer class too in this game. It's like it combines with the personality of a dancer. Because I believe it's when you fully learn dance, you get song, which makes so much sense. It's like, I don't know many dancers that can't sing in some respect. Like, if you're a really good dancer, come on, motherfucker, you can sing. You can hold a tune. You can at least bop along to the tune with your voice, you know, or clap along, or do some kind of musical thing with songs. If you can dance, man, oh, I know you motherfucker have some fun. You can just dance vocally, essentially. That's all singing is. It's dancing vocally with a lot of energy. And there's the fucking train. The train is very loud. wonder if you guys can hear that. Oh yeah. I live right next to the train actually. I'm like I could walk to the train tracks in about less than 5 minutes. So it is very loud in the morning, which is why I've decided, hey man, if you're gonna annoy me the fuck in the morning, I'm gonna get up in the morning and I'm gonna annoy you, bitch. Bitch ass train nigga. That's my personality though. I'm accountable for everything. So small things like the train waking me up or whatever, I'm like, yeah, that's my fault because I wasn't up at the right time because I didn't go to bed at the right time, you know? And I feel like that just leads me to a higher place than most people. And so a lot of people tend to resent me automatically just because, I'm one of those guys that doesn't really brag about achievements. I just kind of have them. And because of that, I notice it. Motherfuckers will honestly sometimes not tell me it. And then when they do tell me it, I get annoyed because like, I don't know, it's just my personality. It's very annoying though. And I get annoyed by it too. Like I'm so self-deprecating with my humor. And it's good when people laugh, but when people aren't laughing and you can kind of notice, it's like, geez, DeMarcus, like we get it, you're amazing, but you don't believe it. Like we understand. It gets annoying, and it gets annoying to me too, because it's not like I don't see it, but I mean, it's metagaming. Like, duh. Sometimes I lean too hard into it, but yeah, it's metagaming. And if when it's your natural state, like, why would you go against it? Why would you? A lot of people say this is what's actively stopping you from finding love or real friends. I'm like, yeah, if you can't take that kind of humor, you just can't be around me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Especially when I'm around a bunch of people who just constantly like compliment me and shit. I'm like, of course I'm gonna lean into detrimental humor now, because like, well, what happens if I lean into the compliments too, and then you start, dogging me? You go the other direction. Then I'm gonna really feel like shit. Like, nah, because that can easily happen. You guys don't realize when you start saying you're the shit, and then other people start saying you're the shit. It's so easy for them to dip into that area of yeah, this motherfucker some bullshit, cocky ass bitch. So easy, so very easy. So I say, my friend, all we need to do is be ourselves. And I know that's so annoying. I know that's so annoying, but like you know your nature. You know your nature. You know what you lean into automatically, and some of the things you lean into, a lot of people aren't gonna like. And you can stop that to get someone, but guess what? You're gonna start doing it again. You're gonna start doing it again. So what's the point, man? That's why bops gotta stay bops. And traditionals gotta stay traditional. But the thing is, guys, I think the bops have overtaken the treads. I think that's what's happened because it's hard as hell to find someone who actually wants to just live with one person. And when you find that person, you gotta like be like, okay, I found you, but let me ignore you and not focus on you at all so that you're actually staying here. Like I don't recommend guys focus on anyone but themselves at any other time in life, and that's the narcissist in me. But the world is generally like that nowadays. Like the world is generally geared towards the narcissist. The narcissist build wins. So if you want to progress, yeah, because people are gonna use you if you don't. Like I'm so empathetic. I feel a lot. I see a lot very easily. And so yeah, I try to not show my problems. I try to not get too deep into other people's problems because like it's not gonna aid me. It's not. Whenever I tell people my problems, they're usually too complicated for motherfuckers to even get into to understand how to solve. And when they tell me their problems, I usually go too deep thinking about a solution for them. And then that drains me of the energy I would use to like produce this shit. Make the video, do the editing, whatever. So do you guys. Do you, motherfucker. And especially if doing you means subscribing, because I would need that for my revenue. Alright, I love you guys. Remember to sub, give some love. If you love, drop the sub. I'm gonna do a dance, take my chance, and I'll see you next time.